Welcome back to What's in the Bag. We have a very special guest, former pool player, former Moscone Cup captain, commentator, coach, recently placed last 32 for the US Open, Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, welcome.
Thanks, Carl. I'm sure that's the only reason you got me on here, because I finally cashed the ticket.
Right, let's get the cues out. We'll have a little chat and see what's what. So you play with Q-Tech. How long have you been with them?
4 years or so.
4 years?
Yeah. Maybe a little longer, actually.
What did you play with before Q-Tech?
Bob Owen, Custom Q. Gabe Owen's father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got a Synergy, one of the new True Woods. And then I got old Betsy here that I kind of...
Betsy?
Yeah, well, I wasn't playing, so this leather wrap wasn't broke in as much. So I kind of throw the cue as my technique. So this one here was a little more dried out. So it was easier for me to get, on short notice, a little more informed.
When you say throw the cue, what do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of players like Alvin Ocean, Efren, Federer does it a little bit, Mario He, where the cue literally comes out of your hand as you're accelerating down, and then you kind of re-grip it.
Oh, so it sort of slides through.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right,
yeah.
Sweet. So that's the reason why you got two cues.
Yeah, and actually, coming here to Saudi, I didn't bring the brake cue. Got a new Propel at home, but I like to brake with the leather tip when I'm using the cut brake on the
breech.
Yeah, the breech. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, I said the Propel bit, but the breech. Yeah. But if I'm braking more head on, I like to use the breech.
Right. So you brake with a leather tip.
For the cut brake and the 9-ball. Yeah, exactly. So I got an assortment of shafts.
What about the brake cue though? Heavy, light? Because obviously some people, I feel like a lot of amateurs think heavier, but I always prefer as light as possible. Where was you with it?
I'm pretty standard at 19 with it, the way they come. It's more about the balance for me. As long as I got the weight near the hand, not in front of me where I'm kind of feel like I'm pushing the cue.
Yep.
Kind of always want to feel like I'm pulling the cue down the line. So that's basically what I do for weight.
Yep.
Overall, my playing cues are about 19.25, and then
that's precise. That 19.25.
Well, it's because Q-Tech has it so precise, and they have spacers to where you can move the weight around. They have a tool for the weights and whatnot. They come in quarter ounces. So
would you know if it was 19 ounce or not?
Not really, because it's more about the balance for me than it is the actual weight. So. More about getting the balance right.
Right, so we've got two playing cues.
Yeah.
We've not got the brake cue with us, but there's a lot of shafts in the case.
Yeah, I have two of the older Synergies. They make 30-inch for me. Those aren't standard on the market.
30-inch?
Yeah, I've always played with a 30-inch since about 1999.
Wow.
Standard length butt, 30-inch cue. 30-inch shaft.
So the butt would be 28?
29.
29,
yeah.
30.
Standard cue's 58, 29 on each side, right?
And
then this one here is the one I've been playing with about 6 months or so. It's the new shaft that comes on the new XQ from the full carbon cue from Q-Tech.
Oh,
so it's got a little different finish, a little different front end, little less deflection overall than the original Synergy shaft.
And what thickness is the tip again?
12.5 on all of mine.
12.5.
Yeah.
And what about the actual tip itself?
Oh, the tip itself, it's a Techno Dud.
Oh, same as Scala.
Yeah, Techno Dud. So if you see, I carry a couple extra ones right here in the bag just in case.
Would that be medium, soft, hard?
They start off a little less than medium, then they firm up like all the old pressed elk masters used to do as they go on. But they last a long time, they hold their shape, and they grip the ball really well. These other shafts you see I have my Propel shaft.
Yep.
Of course. I've got actually an old breech shaft that does have a leather tip on it that I changed from a previous breech I had. Just kind of carry that around just in case. These two extra shafts are something you can't really get that Q-Tech made for me. They're actually 3 cushion shafts.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you can see they're quite a bit shorter, and they're a very penciled kind of conical taper.
Right.
2 different sizes just to toy around playing some 3 cushion.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I might like using one of them actually.
Yeah.
What was I going to say then? Obviously we've been in America for the US Open. You went to New York. Now we're in Saudi Arabia. So these are what you used at the US Open. So I'm guessing you broke with the playing cue there because you wanted the leather.
Yeah, because I wanted the leather tip.
Was you breaking with the playing cue that it was using, or was you using the other one?
No, I was using the other one. I was actually breaking with this newer Synergy just because, again, the leather wrap playing wise. I don't throw the cue when I break, actually.
And what shaft did you have on it? That old one that you
Yeah, I had one of the older 30-inch shafts on it with the
Wow,
leather
okay.
tip, the Techno Dud.
Let's talk about that. Last 32. Must have felt good to start swinging the cue a bit.
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, I wish I would have performed a little better in the last match. I got a little tired, but kind of felt like Chua was beatable at that moment. I felt that.
Yeah, because it was pretty tight early on, man.
Yeah, I just, when you get tired, you kind of lose control of the swing a little bit. And on that slick table, the combination of both and probably dogging it a bit as well.
Yeah, we had some big wins, right?
No, I played pretty well. I think I made some of the toughest shots in the tournament, to be honest with you, overall.
Are you going to enter a few more over the season or next season?
Yeah, sometime or another, absolutely. I gotta get in there when you're in there at some point.
Yeah, I think
a little
we need to
last
do it.
longer bet.
Yeah, because I think everyone wants to see that matchup between me and
I
you,
know we
don't
had a chance if I wasn't so bad at the UK Open, but
What else have you got?
okay.
Wise?
Yeah, so I keep it pretty simple. This front one's just for like an older glove. I practice with an older glove. Try to keep my newer gloves a little more intact. You can see I got one of the Ghost and one of the Noir gloves. I'm a little more unique in a couple ways. You'll see I have my Propel, but a lot of people, the Propel has 3 pieces. Well, Q-Tech, everything interchanges. So that's the beauty of the company as well. It's so genius. I like it. If I have to add on the extra piece, I like a little thicker end. So basically part of the extension, basically the same pieces here.
Yeah, I see.
So you see that? So my hands are kind of big. And once I need more power, the little butt to me doesn't feel as good. So I add the thicker piece on.
And it feels like a cue then, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels a little better to me overall.
I agree,
and I think the hair more weight maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the gloves again, because there was a slight issue at US Open. Won't talk about that. Everyone will probably know. But you have really sweaty hands. I know we've had this conversation.
Yeah, really bad. I think 2 of the matches in the case game, I kind of ran some balls and my hands were sweating so bad. I broke out this one from the package against Tyler. It was kind of brutal to sit him in the chair for a few extra seconds, but it was the right move because I got pretty clammy coming down the end.
Like, because I don't wear a glove, whenever I've tried it, the cue just feels way too slippery. So even though you're sweat, does that get sweaty so it starts to stick? So you got to get a new one? Is that what happens?
Yeah, exactly. I'll have a couple, 2, 3 out during a match, depending on how much the adrenaline gets going.
Wow, you must be the only player that does that, right? Does anyone else do that?
Some of the guys, they use like a wet towel in between. They'll take the glove off. I don't really want to be moving in my chair as much and whatnot, and I don't get it off as quick as, like, say, Josh Filler or some of them other players. You'll see they take the glove off quite a bit in the chair, where I'll leave the glove on and then just switch and kind of go back and forth.
Right. So, any other gadgets? I know the American pool players.
No, like I said, I keep it pretty simple. I beat them up a little bit at times, but my full Propel, the butt, the extension, the full extension for the Q-Tech that does break down.
Yep.
It's a little tight at the moment. You can see it kind of breaks down to a few different sizes. And then I'll have something to clean the shafts, some alcohol rubs from Q-Tech, and then a couple extra Techno Dud tips.
So no tip tools or anything if it's...
Actually, no. I do have, well, they must be in my suitcase at the moment. But I do carry just the old tip tapper.
Oh, just to rough it up a
Just
little.
I roll it on, yeah. With the one-piece tip, they come out with the ones that are a little more fine and have a few more dots, but it seems to tear that one-piece tip a little more, where I just want to make it kind of tacky overall. So I use the old kind of like Willard's tip tool.
Yeah, I can see you sort of play with a tip similar to what I would play with. Not, some players have it really domed. You don't?
Mine's in between a nickel and a dime. It's not a full dime.
Yeah.
But I don't like it flat, that's for sure.
Right, Jeremy, I think that's everything in what's in the bag, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what's in the bag. Pretty much everything I get, Q-Tech and Fort Worth Billiards.
Right, Jeremy Jones, former US Open champ, now the best pundit on the planet, but he's still going to dabble at the game of pool. Good luck, JJ.